Welcome to Grandma Rose's Open Pantry YouTube channel. Healthy food, fun cooking, and let me tell you something. I've already tasted of this new dish that she cooked, and it is delicious. She made it. Wait a second. I'm still talking. She cooked it for breakfast as an experiment, and it was delicious. So I'm gonna let her tell you about it.
Y'all, if y'all remember when we went blueberry picking, I told you to bring your blueberries home and put them in a Ziploc bag and put them in the freezer. Well,
without washing.
Without washing them. This is how they, I'm telling you, they are just, each one is individual. So, today we are going to make a low carb, lower sugar, not sugar free, but lower sugar, blueberries and dumplings. Now, like Roy said, I experimented this morning and they are delicious. All right, these blueberries have not been washed, so what I'm going to do is bring them over here. When you start to use them, after you have taken them out of the freezer, that's when you wash them. Do not wash them before, because if you do, they're going to clump together. And
in the freezer.
In the freezer, yep. So if you'll do like I tell you, and I got that from my niece. She used to, her uncle had a blueberry farm, and she used to pick them all the time. And she said, Aunt Rose, never wash your blueberries before you freeze them. See how they clump together once you wet them? All right, now that was 2 cups of blueberries. What did I do with my measuring cup? Oh, it's in my blueberries. All right, we're doing blueberries and dumplings this morning. My mama always used to make blackberry cobbler, and she would make dumplings and put in it. But now, people always do it the easy way, the cup of milk, cup of flour, cup of sugar. But I wanted mine to have dumplings in them. Now, I could make homemade wheat dumplings. I mean, I can do that. I can make dumplings, and I've made them lots of times. But I thought we would make this low carb. And so Roy's mom, when she used to give in a tight, and she had people come in, or family come in, and she wanted to do chicken and dumplings, she would take regular, not the zero carb, but just regular tortilla shells, and she would cut them in dumplings. She'd cook her chicken, she'd have her broth, and then she would use this as her dumpling. And I've done it several times, but now this is the first time I've ever done this with these using fruit. I've done it with chicken before, but it's the first time I've done it using fruit. So I've already cut some in just little dumpling-like sizes, and this is my zero carb tortilla shell here. And this is also, I only have one of these left, y'all, and I'm going to use it in a few minutes. Or you can use the gluten-free. So, if you're gluten-free, use this one. If you're low carb, use this one, okay? All right, I've got 2 cups of blueberries, 2 cups of water in my saucepan behind me, and I've turned it on medium-high. And to that, now I told y'all this was going to be low sugar. I tried it with all stevia this morning, and I just couldn't quite get it sweet enough. These dumplings, they have no sugar in them. So since I'm using these, I'm going to have to add a little bit of sugar to my blueberries. So I've got 2 cups of blueberries, 2 cups of water. I've got a 1/2 cup of stevia, and y'all like for me to show you what I use. So I saved this. Now this is great value. You can get whatever name brand you want, This is with erythritol and stevia. You can use the pure stevia powder, but if you're used to using that, you know how to use it, you know how much. I use this when I'm cooking. I use the other when I'm making like a liquid like tea or something like that, or if I'm putting it on fruit. But when I'm baking or something like that, I use this particular powder. So, and I'm also going to be using brown. This is called Splenda Magic, but it doesn't have Splenda. It's erythritol, allulose, and stevia. It's a blend. And it looks just like brown sugar. I've shown y'all before. It looks just like brown sugar. And you use it 1 for 1, just like you would brown sugar. And I'm going to be putting some of that in it. We're going to be using vanilla flavoring, or vanilla extract. We're using a dash of cinnamon. I've got some butter back here, and I'm going to go ahead and put my butter in. That's a good tablespoon of butter. And I've got, this is a 1/4 cup of sugar. Now, I may not use all of this sugar. What I'll do, I'll put a tablespoon, taste, a tablespoon, and taste until I get it as sweet as I want it. So I'm gonna go ahead and add, that's about 1/3 cup of my stevia. You wanna come around here, honey, so they can kind of look in here and see. And when you use stevia, it doesn't react like sugar does. You know, sugar makes it syrupy, like stevia will not. I think I saw a green one in there. There it is. We'll get that one out. We went and picked these blueberries, y'all, at Walnut Branch Farms. And they are absolutely delicious. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and put a dash of cinnamon. Now, you leave this out if you don't want it in there. It's not even enough to hardly taste. It just gives it, elevates the flavor just a little bit. When I do fruit, I usually put a dash of cinnamon in just about everything. And I may put a little lemon. I didn't put lemon in that this morning. I think probably, all right, I've got a lemon here. I think I'm just gonna put just a little lemon. That may be a teaspoon, maybe 2 teaspoons. It just kind of enhances that fruit a little bit. Okay, all right, now I'm gonna start out with two tablespoons of sugar.
And the goal is when you get it just barely sweet enough,
Right.
stop on the sugar.
Stop on the sugar.
You're just trying to top off the
That's right.
artificial sweeteners.
And I'm putting 2 tablespoons of this, of the brown. Now you can use brown swerve, brown monk fruit. I think it's called golden in the monk fruit. But in one of them, you can get the dark and the light. I'm not sure if it's the swerve, the monk fruit, I don't think you can get it in the erythritol. I'm not sure, but you can get the brown in whatever sweetener you use. All right. Let's see. Now I'm gonna put some cornstarch in it. That's 2 teaspoons of cornstarch. Because when you use these kind of dumplings, your wheat dumplings are going to absorb a lot of the juice, but these do not. These kind of stay like they are, about the size. Your wheat dumplings will swell a little bit and they will absorb it. So because of that, and they give off a thickener that these do not, and because of that, I'm going to put a little cornstarch in it. Not even a tablespoon. Okay? I'm going to taste this and see how my sweetener is. If I need to add more or okay. Woo! Oh my goodness, that lemon elevated honey. You're gonna love that lemon in it.
Okay.
That is delicious.
So you don't put milk in this?
No.
Okay.
No milk, no cream, no.
Okay.
All right, I'm gonna go ahead. Now I've got 2 teaspoons of cornstarch here, and it's been sitting here a little while, so I got to whisk it and get it. Once you put it in water and let it sit, it's gonna solidify more again on the bottom. So you just have to kind of. All right, I'm gonna put that in. Right, we're just gonna let this cook. We're gonna let it. Now it doesn't take these blueberries about 5 minutes, if even 5 minutes to get done. So this is a really short process here, y'all. Now we're gonna put vanilla, but it's gonna be after it gets done. After my blueberries cook. All right, I think I've got everything in it, so I'm just gonna let it sit right here and cook. Now I'm gonna show you. You can use the big ones. I have one big one here, and I've got to use it for the topping, for the crust. The way I did this morning, and I'm just gonna make a small one. I only made 1 cup of blueberries this morning. We ate the whole thing. I put the crust, I put this over it and made a whole crust. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to cut it in strips because it was a little tough.
Sort of like you do an apple pie.
Like you do an apple pie. So I'm going to put mine in strips. And then we're going to put it in my little toaster oven over here, which also you can use it as an air fryer, but I'm going to use it as my toaster oven, and we're going to just brown that crust or these strips. So I just cut my tortilla shells in strips like that, and then just cut them in the size dumplings that you want. Now if you want big dumplings, that's fine. If you want strips, that's good too. Ever how you want them. I don't know how many to do, because you just have to go by the amount of dumplings you put in is however thick you want your I'm not going to call it a cobbler because it's blueberries and dumplings. Like blackberry dumplings. This is blueberry dumplings. Okay. That's all I'm going to cut right now. I may have to cut more, but we'll see. All right. It's going to take probably 3 or 4 minutes for these blueberries to get ready to drop my dumplings in. And y'all, this is so quick and easy. If I wasn't trying to show y'all how to do it, this morning I had it done just like that. So, if you want to come over here, honey, and let them see how this is. See, it's beginning to thicken. Now, when you drop your dumplings, I'm going to turn this down a little bit, but when you drop your dumplings, you won't, I see some little green ones in there, but that's all right. They'll be good.
I'll eat them.
I know. The thing about blueberries, even when they look like that, they're still delicious. Because I was eating them off the tree when we were picking them like that, and they were very good. So I'm going to let these cook. I don't want my blueberries all to pieces. I don't want them to be just mushed up, and because I like mine to stay kind of whole. So I'm going to let these cook a couple of more minutes, and then we're going to start dropping our dumplings. And this thing goes quickly, I'm telling you. All right. I'm going to put some vanilla in this because we're ready to start dropping out. You want it about this thick. Now, it's up to you as to how thick or thin you want yours. But now remember, when you use these dumplings, and I'm going to put about a good teaspoon of vanilla in there. Now remember, when you use these dumplings, it's not going to absorb your liquid like if you were using flour dumplings made with wheat. Okay, so you just drop your dumplings in, and I separate mine. I'm going to turn it up just a little bit more, but you see about the thickness that I want mine. Y'all, you can have this done in 30 minutes with fresh blueberries. I think you can do peaches like this. You can do plums. You can do blackberries, cherries, ever what fruit you want to use. Apples would be good like this, I think. Okay. Now, I'm not measuring the amount of shells that I put in. This is just up to you. Ever how thick you want yours, and how many dumplings you want in it. How much juice you want. Okay. Now, I'm going to cook these dumplings about 5 minutes. That's as long as it's going to take. And then I'm going to come back, and I'm going to cut my strips, and I'm going to put my little crust on top. You look in here, you can see how these dumplings have started to sink. If you notice, when I first started cooking them, they were all on top. This is how you tell when they begin to get done, is they begin to sink.
And they're also wrapping around your spoon.
And they're, yes. So this is how you can tell when they're just not all floating on top, that they're getting done. Now, I'll tell you what I did. I put another handful of just regular frozen blueberries in here because I wanted more of the whole blueberries. Now, you don't have to do that. That was just what I wanted to do. So, because I wanted a few, because I want to pop a blueberry whenever I bite down on mine. All right, now, I'm using my same little thing that I used this morning, so I didn't even wash it, my little brush thing. All right, now, that's turned off. Pour this. Now, if it's according to how soupy or how much juice you want in yours as to how long you cook it, or how much cornstarch, or how many dumplings you put in yours. Now, Roy and I was kind of researching just a little bit earlier on cellulose, because he mentioned something about cellulose, and I said, well, I've never, what is cellulose?
Food grade cellulose that you use in baking and cooking.
So if any of y'all have used it, they use it in bakeries, they use it in restaurants. If any of y'all have ever used it, please let me know, because it has no carbs in it. And I think I'm gonna order some and try it and just see what
for
it's
gravies
like.
And
yeah,
things like this that you wanted to thicken a little more.
So I don't have to use cornstarch. So if it's like xanthan gum and other things where it gets slimy, I won't want to use it. But if it's more like cornstarch, that consistency, that texture, then I may be interested.
Well, it's going to be more like cornstarch, I can tell you.
Okay, all right, good. All right, now, this morning, what I did, I just put this whole thing over it, and I put it in my little toaster oven, and I toasted the topping. But it was tough to cut. So I told Roy, I said, well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut it in strips like you would an apple pie. And then that will make it easier to cut whenever you're trying to dip it out. And I may do it, in smaller pieces and just put them around, because I don't want it to be hard to cut. I don't know whether to lay this down or whether to cut it in little pieces. I think what I'm going to make it pretty. I'm going to do it like this, and I'll just deal with it whenever I start to cut it. Okay. This is going to be so good, y'all. Well, I know how good it is. It is absolutely delicious. All right. Uh-oh, I don't have but one of these big ones. All right, I'm going to do it. Now, in an apple pie, you have to kind of pull one up, you have to make a lattice. I'm not trying to make a lattice. I'm just trying to make this pretty. All right, I'm gonna have to do it anyway. I'm gonna have to put some of these small pieces in there. All right. Oh well, y'all get the idea anyway. And my smaller ones are not, they're not big enough to do this. Okay.
Well, I can tell you how to fix this.
How?
If you're using this kind of size bowl and the same size tortilla, flip your bowl over before you put anything in it and cut your tortilla shell the size of this, and then slice it and just lay your slices in there.
Yeah.
And it'll be uniform and pretty.
Yeah, the way Roy said. Oh, man. All right, y'all. I am buttering this, and I want plenty of butter on it. Those strips don't look like I wanted them to, but hey, they're going to be all right.
Well, I'll do it the way I told you next time, and it'll be beautiful.
Yeah, you just do it the best way you can, okay? All right. All right. I'm playing now.
Well,
y'all.
this is the first time you've ever done this.
I'm playing now, okay? All right, I'll put that one right there. All right, let me put a little bit more butter on it.
Now you got to cut that one that's folded up on the side over there off.
No, I'm just going to stick it down.
Stick it down?
Mm-hmm. Okay. All right,
Okay.
y'all. This is going in my toaster oven over here.
It actually looks pretty good now that you got it going in.
All right, you see I have a toast, a broil, an air fry. And then this is like my oven, like an oven would be. So I've got it set on, I'm gonna set mine on 350. I put it on 400 this morning, but the top of it got a little bit browner before it had stayed in there as long as I wanted it to. So I'm putting it on 350, and we're gonna put it on 10 minutes. And if it's not quite as brown as I want it, then I will put it on 2 or 3 more minutes. I'll just keep cooking it until it gets as brown, but I'll let you know how long it takes me.
This is mine. This is mine.
All right, y'all. I want to show you.
She has cooked something good. Woo.
Y'all.
Blueberry dumplings with a little lemon seasoning in it.
Yeah.
Oh.
I can't wait. Get you some low carb smart ice cream, some Cool Whip, whipped topping, whatever you want to put in yours. Y'all.
Mine.
Oh my goodness. Now if you want yours thicker, add more dumplings or more cornstarch. But this is just the way Roy and I like it right here. We like a lot of juice. Y'all. I'm excited. Okay, baby. Wow. I got more of the topping than you did.
It's all right.
Thank you, Lord, for this food.
Grandma, that's good.
Y'all, you have got to make this one.
This is fun food.
You have got to make this one. These dumplings, wow. Let me see if I can show you. Can you see that dumpling right there? Look. Look at it.
This is good. This is good. 0 carb dumpling. And we're going to try the food grade cellulose next time for the thickener instead of the cornstarch. We don't like xanthan gum either, but we do like some thickeners and gravies and some things. So we're going to order, you can get it from Walmart. So we're going to order a small pack and test it. The food grade cellulose.
Look at that dumpling. These make the perfect dumpling.
This is good.
Now, if you like the thick dumplings where you just drop them in, I don't know how you would do it low carb, but you can do it gluten-free like that. Because I have made the dumplings and beef stew and chicken and dumplings and things like that with the gluten-free flour. All right.
Now, you know a lot of desserts that you try to make sugar-free, completely sugar-free.
Aren't good.
They just aren't hardly worth the making, and so we'd rather just not eat a lot of desserts. But she started over this past year using artificial sweeteners with just topping off artificial sweeteners and topping it off with sugar, and she calls it sugarless. And this is an example of it. And you talk about good.
I don't use sweet and low. I don't use aspartame. I don't use any artificial sweetener. We're always talking about like a swerve, monk fruit, stevia, something like that. Not your aspartame. That wasn't what he was talking about. And when you say artificial sweeteners, that's what people think sometimes. So I just want to clarify that.
And you could drop some fresh strawberries on the top of this, and that would be good. Blueberries.
Yeah.
What strawberries would be good too.
All right, y'all. Right, make you some of this blueberry lemon dumplings. So good.
There ain't gonna be none left.
No, there's not. Food feeds the family, family feeds the heart, God feeds the soul. We're gonna finish this, y'all. Love y'all.